Good evening. As you're coming into the room, just let us know you're here. Tonight, it's the Chop It Up and Get Canceled episode. Tonight, going to be talking about things that usually lead to somebody getting canceled. So, that just may happen today. Hope everybody's doing well. Good evening to Miss Fiona Gallagher. We see you. And I'm gonna add the I'm gonna be adding the call-in number tonight, so you can call in. Tonight, I'm not going to dispute anybody's position. What I want is people to call in and just talk about either the topic at hand or something that they have in their mind. And I'm not going to argue with anybody. If you're for or against what just happened in the country, it is what it is. I would like for you to just call in and give your opinion. All right. So, yeah. So I'm going to run the number tonight. And we'll see how many people want to come and give their opinion. So without further ado, let's run this track and get the show started. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mr. A. Tonight, we're going to chop it up and get canceled. We're going to talk about a few things, and hopefully we'll get some people to call in on the phone line, get their opinions. As you all know, Roe versus Wade has been overturned, and I don't know how anybody's surprised. I really don't. The religious right and right-wing conservatives have been at this for the past 49 years. And it just goes to show you that the ineptitude of government and the people that you think are actually representing your position in life in this country are absolutely not. And they leave things lingering to always have issues to then bring out people to vote to keep them. Oh, my God. Hold on. This AC is blowing my curtain. All right. To drive you guys out to vote, to have something to keep them in power. You know, Roe versus Wade was decided in 1973. I mean, there's so many people that weren't even born then that are being affected by this change. And all this time, 48 years, 49 years have passed. Why wasn't this codified into law? And the funny thing is that people continue to try to talk to conservatives. You're talking to people who outright deny the fact that there was an actual insurrection on January 6th. They absolutely deny it with a straight face. Just like they'll deny that they've been trying to overturn this decision since it was decided in 1973. Like this isn't their wet dream, becoming a reality. Not only that, but I had a conservative tell me yesterday that nothing is going to change, that this is just them sending it back to the states and the states will decide. When we all know that's bullshit, because this is what I mean about conservatives. They'll lie to you with a straight face. Because Clarence Thomas has already come out and said that he's going for a national ban. And he's coming to outlaw contraceptives. And he's coming to outlaw same-sex marriage. Like, I don't have to agree or disagree with any of these positions, but at the end of the day, look at what's happening. I don't even understand why nobody's out in the street right now. I mean, if January 6th wasn't an insurrection, why can't regular folk right now from the opposite mindset go out and run up in the Capitol? I mean, we can, you can just say it wasn't an insurrection and you weren't trying to be terrorists. There was no political motive behind what you were doing. I mean, you people keep allowing this small group of people in this world control your everyday lives. And again, I can't say I'm for or against abortion. What I recognize is this government overreaching more and more and more into the lives of its citizens. And nobody seems to realize or be affected or think that it's that serious when it is. All right, hold on a second. Let me put this number up. Anybody wants to call in and give their opinion, there's the number. But this small group of people who, if you remember, these religious zealots, because that's what I'll call them, these religious zealots who put these people in power, held on to these seats on the Supreme Court and gave you all sorts of colorful excuses of, oh, well, you know, there's an election coming and we can't let the people decide who's going to name that justice. And then it was, oh, well, you know, she's gone. We got to fill that seat right now when there was an election coming up. They lie because they stand for nothing. All that stuff about religion and family, faith, and morality is bullshit. If that's the case, why hasn't Lindsey Graham been pushed out of the closet? I mean, really, this guy's been living with his mom for like, what, 50 years? And he's a conservative. Come on. You telling me Lindsey's straight? Not that I care, but I'm just saying, you want to control everybody's life. You want everybody to worship Jesus and follow things the way that you do them. Lindsey Graham is straight. Jim Jordan, he's not a dirtbag. Matt Gaetz wasn't flying women around, giving them drugs and paying them for sex. Lauren Boebert wasn't selling box and gave, you know, and had 2 abortions. She's in your party. And Ted Cruz got her $175K for her campaign, for her to get elected. You guys project on everybody else. And when you're confronted, you know what you do? This is you. Well, I don't remember. No, I didn't say that. That's not what I meant. And the reason why I'm picking on conservatives is because, again, they use religion and they use all this false ideology to put themselves in an untouchable realm when they're all out there blatantly lying and doing things just to maintain power. And they talk about small government, but at every turn, they're always reaching into people's lives. It's like, come on. You couldn't be more. How is it that we watched these people march down south and yell, Jews will not replace us? And these people are talking about we're not racist and they're pro-Israel. But you think that they did anything to either mitigate or to shut those racists down? Think about the last 4 years in this country. Just think about it for a minute. People have become more comfortable with saying speak English and go back to your country than ever before. It's like the 1970s, late 60s and early 70s all over again in this country. And you're telling me that conservatives, because these are the voters, that they're not racist and they don't want to control everybody's life? Listen, when they're telling people that, you know, they don't have to hire or serve or bake cakes because it interferes with their religious freedom or beliefs, that right there is the indicator. Okay? Because again, look throughout their party. Anytime somebody gets caught doing something, nothing but excuses. And they've been distracting the public for the last 30, 40, 50 years, waiting for this moment. And they did it in front of everybody. Everybody watched and did nothing, and they got away with it. Not only that, but I mean, it's so pathetic. They've been distracting you with other issues, like today's Pride in New York City, right? Now, even that movement, which, to everybody who's gay, lesbian, you know, LGBTQ, I'm not trying to be condescending or speaking down or being sarcastic. What I'm saying to you is, good for you guys. I have people that I love that are a part of that community. And what I see is that now the lesbian and gay people have been pushed aside for all this other weird shit. And I'm going to call it weird because I don't know who gave this group of people the authority to tell me who I am. Listen, if you're gay, if you're lesbian, if you're trans, if you're queer, if you're whatever it is that they talk about, they have all these different identities now or genders. Do you be happy? I do not give not one near fuck. I have no fucks to give. Be happy and live in your truth. But when you start telling me that, I'm not single, I'm a married man. But the train of thought is that if I was a single man and I didn't date trans women, that makes me a transphobe. Who put you in a position to declare that? Or that I have something called a genital preference? Who authorized you to make this rule? And, this is something being repeated and talked and shared in schools and with people and kids. And nobody assigned you anything at birth. You were born out of a womb, not at a factory. They didn't pull your genitalia off a wall and go, we're assigning this one female. That didn't happen. Humans are born. We're not assembled on an assembly line. Nobody is assigning you anything. And this whole train, this is another distraction. It's been given too much. Now they don't want to call women mothers. They want to call them birthing people. America has been reduced to thinking and acting like children. That's what I'm going to say. You've all been reduced to thinking and acting like children. Oh, my feelings, no. That's childish. Because if adults didn't conduct themselves like mature adults and they dictate their feelings dictated their lives, nothing would get done. What is wrong with you people? All this shit about inclusion. Yo, listen. America's never given one damn about feelings, ever. And now that's what we're becoming. Everything is about feelings. Yo, listen, how about we deal in some truth here? Okay? How about we deal in some truth? And the number's up. If you want to call and give your opinion, the phone line is open. I see eight people in the room. I know I was arguing with StreamYard this week, talking about commentary, that I'm not able to see comments. And they said that they made no changes. So if you're in the room right now, I see people on my profile on Facebook. If you're in the room right now, I haven't seen anybody's comment outside of Miss Fiona Gallagher tonight. So let me switch over here. Let me see my profile and see if there's any comments there. But we've been reduced. Oh, there we go. See? Good evening to my guy Dom G. Sal App, what's up? My cousin Mello, love you, mama. I'm gonna have to stay over here. So, as I was saying, we've been reduced to acting like children, and I don't understand how nobody is like trying to snap out of this nonsense. Like, when has it become okay to act in this fashion? When? I just don't understand it. It makes zero sense to me. Again, everybody who's a member, and I'm not trying to attack anybody from this segment of the population. Happy Pride to all of y'all. But even the gay and lesbians are being attacked. I was doing some watching this past week, and there's actual videos of transgender women. So natural born men who are now transgender women, right? Wanting to date lesbians, and lesbians are saying, no. And they're being called transphobes and attacked. And then I saw more videos of transgender men wanting to date straight men and straight men rejecting them and them being attacked and called transphobes. Can anybody, some of these women have been, I'm not going there. Can anybody explain this sort of this mentality to me? What am I missing here? Am I misunderstanding this train of thought? And I'm not trying to attack them. This whole childish way of thinking. Listen, there's a connotation before your address. Trans woman, trans man, hence the word trans. You're something else, right? This is who you identify as. Cool. Okay. But you're not allowed to tell me that I have a genital preference. Nobody has granted you the authority to tell people, straight people. I don't use this word cis. Where did this come from? I don't allow anybody to tell me that I have a genital preference. It's called, listen, the way that you understand that you're a transgender woman or a transgender man, I understand my attraction to a female, a natural born female that has a vagina, right? It's innate. Just like how you feel that your gender dysphoria makes you feel like opposite of what you are. Same thing. So you don't decide what to call this innate feeling, this natural feeling that I felt all my life since I'm a young kid. I'm really tired of that. I think it's time for the adults to take over the situation, because the more we delve into and allow this stuff to continue to go on, and I'm not saying that these people should not exist in society. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is the adults need to stand up and address this and say, hey, listen, we see you, we recognize you, we love you, you are part of our families, you are part of the human family. However, you are not the authority to start rearranging and shuffling society. Okay? All this cis woman, no. Listen, you're a transgender woman, you're a transgender male. Cool. That's it. Period. We're done. There's no others. I'm not doing all this extra shit, because you're not going to tell. Listen, in this very point in time, we're not even nice to each other as human beings. Okay? That I'm going to have to start learning some new language to start calling you. How about let's start with your name? How about that? You're a transgender woman? All right. Your name is Jessica? Cool. Good morning, Jessica. How are you? Don't start this them shit. His, her, they, them. Nah. And don't tell me that I'm not being inclusive or I'm being a transphobe. Salute to Mr. Quinones in the building. And I have to take this moment to apologize. I was supposed to be in an event today, and as some of you may know, I had a health scare in March, and it has made me terribly weak, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep for about 4.5 hours, and this is something that I can't necessarily control. I want to say salute to my guy, Barf Brooks. Mr. Brooks, if you don't follow him, he has a page called Champs Choose Change. Look him up. He trains children, he trains other adults. He's a sports fanatic, and we used to work out together. And at one point, we were going to the gym 6 days a week. So long story short, I reached out to him this past week, and I told him, I said, man, I don't like the way I'm feeling. I hate it. I need to link up with you, man. And he's just one of those people that the energy is always what it needs to be. And when we're in the gym, we have a great time together. Pause. But I love working out with him. Pause. We get busy and we feed off each other's energy. So I reached out to him. We had a great conversation. So sometime this week, I'm gonna go check him out, and we're gonna start linking up because your boy needs to start flexing these muscles and get this gut off of me, man, and get my health right. It's really, really not good. I do not like the way that I feel. But anyway, I was supposed to be at an event this week, and even my guy, Mr. Quinones, invited me to a function this weekend. And man, it's just bad. It really is. But anyway, let's get back to the whole situation here. I want to say, as far as Roe versus Wade being overturned, we've all played our part in it. Women and men have both played our parts. This is our fault collectively, okay? And here's why. For many, many years, men have held women in a position of servitude and refused to allow them to do certain things in society, like have a job, have a bank account, vote, so on and so forth. And then when the time came for them to gain their independence, there was all sorts of other items that went on socially and governmentally that changed the dynamic of the relationship between men and women. And us men, serving our own egos and our own sexual needs, fueled that and helped create a bigger divide. In the 70s, when I was born, fathers, would walk out the house and go around the corner, start a whole new family. That was fashionable. That was still a fucking thing. Now, how do you do that? You have a whole family, you just get up and leave and start a whole nother family around the corner. Who does that? But as the years have gone on, we have allowed this divide between men and women to get larger and larger. And we've done nothing to repair the relationship or the family. Now, I'm not saying this is everybody, but it's a good portion of society, right? Even further, now you get into the sexual revolution, or prior to that, the sexual revolution of free love and all that good shit, right? And time goes forward, and women are doing their own thing, becoming business owners, going to college, so on and so forth. Then we get into the whole materialistic side of relationships, and women not wanting to sell themselves short, and men still running around and not being, standing on their principle and remaining committed. And the divide grew and continued to grow to the point that men want the porn star, right? But they want their women to be respectable. Now, if you look out into society, yeah, I was just looking at a friend of mine's podcast out west, and he was posting, "Oh, I have a new artist." The artist looked like a straight stripper. She didn't look like, she's a rapper. She's a rapper, but every picture she was dressed like a stripper. So I'm like, this is the problem. Men have pushed their fantasy out into the world, and now it's become mainstream because every chick you look at, every entertainer, every function you see, women are dressed like strippers. When you go to the club, I don't go to the club, but when you go to the club, women are like practically butt ass naked. That's supposed to be for you. that portion or part of your wife or the person that you're in a relationship with is supposed to be saving that for you. What's left to the imagination is much more powerful, way more powerful. But now women are like, fuck y'all. They don't need a man. They make their own money. They got their own careers. They got their own apartments. Some of them have their own houses, businesses, cars, this, that. They don't need you. So they're going to do whatever the F they want. And you know what? We had a hand in that. And we didn't do anything to repair it. So now my overall arching point is we have women, some of which that are using abortion not in the way that you should. And if men were doing their fucking job and actually standing by their women and making our relationships and families solid, this wouldn't even be an issue for us. We wouldn't even be talking about this. It wouldn't even be a problem. But it is. Because now America's getting like China. You know, in China, they only want boys and want girls. And you only can have, I think, like 2 children or 1 children or 1 child or whatever. But they should, why is this happening here? And it'll go right back to the fact that the conservative Christian right. Not only that, does anybody realize that, you know, nobody's running up in no government buildings and trying to blow anything up or shoot anybody? You ever remember when they used to blow up abortion clinics or people used to shoot doctors that were giving abortions? What's up with that? Was Jesus really telling them people to do that? Is that... I'd really love to hear from the religious types. Was Jesus telling those people to go blow up those abortion clinics? I mean, is that a thing? Like, is your God telling you, hey, listen, you know, abortion is legal, so why don't you go blow up this abortion clinic and stop these people from getting abortion? You know, go commit murder in the name of your religion. I don't get that. It's kind of like those people that say Jesus hates homosexuals. Those people are like a gang of inbreds. and they're talking about, oh, the Bible says this. Listen, man. Let me tell you, if you're conservative and you see this video, let me tell you something about yourself. Let me tell you how much of a contradicting hypocrite you are. You cherry pick things for your own motivations, okay? Because you want to talk about abortion is, you know, wrong and, you know, it's a sin. And well, let me ask you a question. Do you eat pork? I know for a damn fact that you do. Because a lot of you Boricua conservatives, still Boricua, and y'all eat pernil every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every New Year's Eve. But guess what? You're not supposed to eat pork. It's in the Bible. But see, you're too busy cherry picking, trying to control everybody and cram for your final, that you don't even see how you tell on yourself. You're full of shit. And I kind of enjoy telling you about yourself because you're a fucking hypocrite. And you make up every excuse as to why you're not. And a lot of you are racist, especially you Latinos. You guys will deny the black in your family till you're blue in the face. Meanwhile, you got tias that are blacker than Wesley Snipes. And you hate black people. Y'all tired. Let me see. Oh, you're not supposed to put a straight razor to your face. Y'all be shit. You guys cherry pick things that you want to use to beat people in the head to control their lives. And a lot of you people worried about other people getting abortions and stuff. You're not even having children. Your old ass don't even have sex with your wife anymore. Why are you worried about other people? Why are you trying to control? You know, conservatives brag about they want smaller government. So why are they regulating women's uteruses? Did I say that right? Uteruses? Why are y'all worried about their uterus? Why? You know, Mitch McConnell, his penis been dead, maybe about 30 years already. He's not having any kids. Miss Lindsey Graham ain't never having no kids, has no kids. Why are these people deciding for you? That should be your decision, right? But I don't understand how anybody's not running up in the Capitol and starting, going to Clarence Thomas's house. That's another thing. We all found out that Clarence Thomas, his wife, was trying to get people to overturn the election. That man should be removed from the court. You can't tell me that fat woman, that disgusting, pale, pink, stinky, wet dog woman isn't in her husband's ear telling him this and telling he doesn't know what she's doing. You can't tell me that. All right, so we didn't get canceled. I said what I said. If you don't like it, too bad. I know this is not a monumental moment. It's a sad moment for the country, because people, they want to tell you what to do. They want to be up in your business. They want to be in your life. They want to control what you do. They want to make sure that you're worshiping Jesus. They don't want to let you do your own thing. They want you to do what they want you to do. Not, they don't want you to have freedom. They want you to be a conservative. They want you to be tied up into the church and worship and think like they do and just abide by their rules. So, it's a sorry situation, but unless you people react the way they did on January 6th, nothing's going to change. And you should. It's a giant step backwards, Samuel. No, it's more than a giant step, because this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. What happens if they make segregation legal again? What are y'all going to do then? Because, listen, these people talk about how they're not racist. They are terribly racist. If you go to any red state, that's where all the racism is it not? Go down south. Go to the Midwest. Go to Texas. They say they're not. Listen, they were having segregated proms well into the 2000s. You can look it up. There was a whole documentary on it. And those are red controlled states. And people say that, they elect Republicans for, because of the economy. Let me explain something to you. The top 10 poorest states in the country are all ran by Republicans. Red states are carried financially by blue states. And people run to red states after they make their careers. Like I pointed out to my quote unquote friend in Texas, made his career in New York, ran to a red state in his retirement. Why? Because it was friendly to his pension. Anybody who works for the city or works for some municipality in the state always looks for a tax-friendly, pension-friendly state when they retire. Usually Florida, somewhere down south. It's a red state. But red states are wholly responsible, fiscally dependent on blue states. They don't pay the taxes that blue states do into the Fed. Okay? So you could go to bed with that bullshit. Anyway, people, you know what? I'm done with the rant. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week. I'm going to try to get some rest, and I hope this week I'm going to be checking out the new gym that I'm going to be working out at, because I need to snap this whole lethargic feeling that I have. Having a stroke, having an ischemic stroke really did a lot to me. And one of the things it has done is made me very lethargic. And another thing it's done is made things either really funny or really frustrating. So if I find something funny, I uncontrollably laugh, and it's terrible. But if I'm irritated by it, I become somewhat like supremely irritated, and it's made it very difficult for me to deal with. Um, I don't wish this on anybody, but I thank God that I'm still alive. I'm still here, and I don't have any paralysis. But these issues are really, they're affecting and have affected me for the last couple of months. But I'm hoping that this week I'm going to be able to meet up with my boy and start working on changing my situation. And this is very appropriate for today because that's what the government did. They're fucking dirty. Anyway, everybody have a good rest of your week. I'll be back next Sunday with a guest. And this episode was brought to you by Social Nostra. Go check out Social Nostra on Instagram. It's a group of creatives all coming together in one group. There's great content. Social Nostra at Instagram. All right. Everybody take care. Love y'all. Be safe out there.